All right, I wanted to make this video. It should be a pretty short one, but I saw this comment the other day on one of Chris Sean's videos, which he started posting again. Hey, Chris, it's great to have you back. If you haven't already checked out Chris Sean, make sure you do. He's a self-taught developer, got into tech on his own, and has what seems like a great career and is making a ton of money right now. So he's worth following, very motivational. But I saw this comment, and I'll put it up on the screen here. In one of his videos, it said this: I just started getting into coding because I'm literally just out of options and in a really rough spot right now. As a single mom trying to care for a 5-year-old that is completely disabled, I can't go into a regular job, but remote jobs are pretty limited outside of mostly tech jobs. It's basically the only opportunity I have to care for her and be able to keep paying medical bills or buy food. I feel like I'm drowning in information and stress, but I have zero interest in quitting. So I'm thankful for your videos. They've given me hope when I'm feeling discouraged, and they feel so honest and relatable. So thank you. I agree, first off, with that last comment about Chris, but I just wanted to make this video because I really feel for this person, and I see a lot of you guys posting on Reddit and in the comments just in general about coding boot camps that you don't have any options or that you don't know what to do with your life. And so you are turning to a coding bootcamp as a way. Man, I got a greasy forehead, dude. I need to shower or something. Sorry, guys. You're basically thinking of coding bootcamp as your ticket into a high-paying career that's going to allow you to transcend the current state of stress or lack of options that you currently have. And I just wanted to let you know that this is a terrible mindset to go into coding with. Now, this young lady isn't talking about that. She's not talking about going to a coding bootcamp specifically, but if I had an avatar for the worst candidate for a coding bootcamp, it would be somebody like this, or pretty close to somebody like this. Somebody who is desperate, who is on their last leg, that either needs help or needs to work impossibly hard just to stay afloat. And this sentiment isn't really reflected in the public a lot. Sometimes I'll see intelligent people in the comments saying yeah, don't spend money on a coding bootcamp if you're desperate. But it is not the common response. The reason you don't want to do this, there's a few reasons. The first reason is that there's too much uncertainty. Coding is really hard to go from zero experience to getting hired, and there's no guarantee of that. But bootcamps don't tell you this. They want you to think that you will absolutely get a position conveniently after you fork over $15,000 to them. And it's not always true. So if $15,000 are all the chips that you have, do not fork it over to a coding bootcamp in hopes that you'll get some kind of savior job out of it. Having a certificate from a bootcamp will not get you a job. And the worst thing that a struggling mom like this could do right now is sign up, probably with debt, for a coding bootcamp and spend time away from making money to learn a skill that is not guaranteed to have an immediate payoff. So while I'm not a career expert, here's what I would do if I was in a situation like this young lady's situation, which I absolutely cannot relate to. This sounds like she has a really hard life. And a lot of people do. And a lot of people are desperate to get into tech. And here's what I would do if I was trying to get into tech and I was not in a great position. First things first, you need to eat and you need to sleep. So go make money so you can buy food and shelter. Get a job doing literally anything as soon as possible to get on your feet. Right after I did that, I would spend my free time learning online for cheap or free. I would start with something like Free Code Camp and the Odin Project. Those are great places to go. You'll need more than that probably to get hired, but it's doable. There's also great online paid resources. My favorite is Zero to Mastery. They have really regularly updated material that you can refer to. It's super solid. So if you can afford, $30 to $50 a month, it's a great way to go. Third, once you have some money and you're not desperate and starving, start looking for what I call spark positions. These are positions from within tech that you can get into at an entry-level position or with not a ton of experience that you don't need a coding bootcamp for. You can get into these positions and work your way up. Some examples of these positions would be quality assurance. Not all quality assurance, a lot of it is very skilled, but there is a way to get into quality assurance with no experience. And Free Code Camp has a QA course on their website as well, so you might look into that. Another role would be customer success or help desk. Help desk is probably the easiest out of all these to get into. It's basically a customer service representative that works on computers or with a specific software product. So it's a good way to kind of get familiarized with a product. These are the top 3 that I know of off the top of my head. If you have any others in mind, please leave a comment. I'd love to get a list of more Spark positions, as I'm calling them, to kind of start recommending them to people. I reached out to you specifically, Miss, when I started making this video. I hope it's okay that I made this video in your eyes, but if you are considering going to a bootcamp, I would just ask you to please, please, please reconsider and maybe just try a different approach for a while. It sounds like you've probably been teaching yourself, and I commend you for that. That's amazing. So I hope that that's going well. And I really hope that you're not considering putting yourself in a more vulnerable position, because ultimately the bootcamp isn't responsible for you getting a job. They're responsible for giving you an education that you're satisfied with to a degree. But beyond that, that's where the responsibility basically ends. And job guarantees are about as valuable as the paper they're printed on. So good luck.